Plane crashes are undoubtedly tragic events that can result in significant loss of life and have far-reaching impacts on families, communities, and the aviation industry as a whole. Today, we'll be looking at 10 shocking plane crashes caught on camera in order to understand the circumstances and factors that led to these devastating incidents occurring. Let's begin. The 1999 crash of China Airlines Flight 642 at Hong Kong International Airport stands as a sobering reminder of the challenges pilots face when operating in extreme weather conditions. As the McDonnell Douglas MD-11 attempted to land amidst the powerful winds and heavy rain of a typhoon, it experienced a hard touchdown that caused the aircraft to flip over and catch fire.
Yeah.
You get shaky?
Yeah. It's like
This guy's having a hard time.
Oh my God! It's crashed.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. There's gonna be casualties.
While the loss of 3 lives is deeply tragic, the fact that 312 out of the 315 people on board survived is a testament to the resilience of modern aircraft design and the training of the crew. The 1989 crash of United Airlines Flight 232 at Sioux City, Iowa was a catastrophic event resulting from an uncontained engine failure. A cracked fan blade in the rear engine disintegrated, causing debris to sever all 3 hydraulic lines that controlled the aircraft's flight surfaces. With minimal control from just the thrust of the 2 remaining engines, the crew fought valiantly to guide the crippled DC-10 towards the nearby airport in Sioux City, Iowa. Despite their efforts, the plane descended far too steeply and impacted the runway in an uncontrolled manner. The right wing sheared off, followed by the tail section and cockpit breaking away as the aircraft bounced along the ground.
Roger, sir. Yeah, that's a closed runway. That'll work, sir. We're getting the equipment off the runway, and they'll line up for that one. How long is it? 6,600 feet, 6,600, and the equipment's coming off. Isolate this.
The main fuselage eventually came to rest in a cornfield, engulfed in flames. Of the 296 people on board, 111 passengers tragically lost their lives, along with 1 crew member. While new safety protocols were implemented after this accident to reduce such risks, the loss of life underscores the harsh realities and dangers inherent to air travel when things go catastrophically wrong. The 1994 crash of the B-52 Stratofortress at Fairchild Air Force Base was a shocking and catastrophic incident that unfolded during routine airshow practice maneuvers. As the massive bomber executed a tight 360-degree turn at low altitude, it entered an extreme bank that led to an aerodynamic stall and a devastating plummet to the ground. The immense force of the impact and ensuing fireball completely destroyed the aircraft, tragically claiming the lives of all 4 experienced crew members on board. The 1984 controlled impact demonstration by NASA and the FAA stands as a unique and daring experiment in the pursuit of aviation safety. By intentionally crashing a remotely controlled Boeing 720 in the Mojave Desert, researchers sought to evaluate the effectiveness of a new fuel additive designed to mitigate catastrophic fires in the event of a crash landing. The experiment highlighted the razor-thin margins for survival in such scenarios, estimating that perhaps only a quarter of passengers could have escaped the rapidly engulfing flames. However, the findings directly informed new safety standards, leading to the implementation of fire retardant materials, improved cabin lighting, and enhanced seat designs. Despite the inherent risks involved, the controlled impact demonstration exemplified the relentless pursuit of knowledge and innovation in the field of aviation safety. By subjecting aircraft to carefully controlled, yet extreme conditions, researchers were able to glean critical insights that have undoubtedly saved countless lives in subsequent years. The Boeing 747 freighter took off with an unprecedented load of 5 heavily armored MRAP vehicles. One of these massive vehicles broke free from its restraints during the takeoff roll. The shifting cargo not only compromised the aircraft's hydraulic systems, but also critically damaged the flight data and cockpit voice recorders before breaching the pressure bulkhead. Deprived of critical control systems, the crew fought a valiant but ultimately futile battle to maintain control as the aircraft stalled and plummeted to the ground just beyond the runway. While the loss of all 7 crew members is profoundly tragic, this accident serves as a sobering reminder of the unforgiving nature of aviation and the razor-thin margins for error when dealing with unconventional cargo loads. Minutes after takeoff in Taipei, a ribbon-like sensor connector in the automated flight system failed and put one engine into a mode that effectively cut its power to the aircraft. When one engine experienced a flameout due to the faulty sensor, standard procedure would have been to throttle back and shut down that affected engine while maintaining power from the operative engine. However, in a confounding lapse, the pilot inadvertently throttled back the still-running engine, effectively stalling the aircraft by cutting off its only remaining source of thrust. While the tragedy cannot be undone, the findings have prompted TransAsia to implement sweeping improvements in pilot training, safety oversight, and corporate culture. On the 23rd of November 1996, 3 men stormed the cockpit of an Ethiopian Airlines Boeing 767, beat the first officer, and demanded that the captain fly the plane, and everyone in it, to the far-off land of Australia. Unable to convince the hijackers that the wide-body jet did not have enough fuel to cross the Indian Ocean, the captain was forced to turn his plane out to sea and toward an uncertain fate. Despite the skilled efforts of the flight crew to reason with the hijackers and manage the increasingly dire situation, a series of catastrophic events ultimately led to the loss of the Boeing 767 and 125 of the 175 souls on board. The pilots of Flight 1492 declared an emergency almost immediately after takeoff and tried to return to the airport. Reports suggest the Sukhoi Superjet experienced a catastrophic event, possibly related to a lightning strike, that prompted the crew to immediately attempt an emergency return to the airport. However, the aircraft appears to have suffered a hard landing that likely ruptured fuel tanks and sparked the devastating post-crash fire. 41 of 78 people on board died. The Boeing 757 cargo flight took off from Juan Santa Maria International Airport in Costa Rica, heading to La Aurora International Airport in Guatemala City. While flying over Costa Rica, the aircraft experienced hydraulic problems and declared an emergency. The pilots decided to return to Juan Santa Maria. After holding a pattern to burn off fuel, the aircraft landed at Juan Santa Maria at 10:25 a.m. local time. However, after touchdown on the runway, the 757 veered sharply to the right on a taxiway, went off the paved surface, and crashed into a ditch, breaking apart. Neither of the 2 pilots was physically injured in the crash sequence, though one pilot went for medical evaluation as a precaution. The aircraft itself was damaged beyond repair when it impacted the ditch and broke apart after the loss of control upon landing. The events of September 11, 2001 are included on this list, not to be gratuitous, but as a sobering reminder of the devastating impacts that can result from hostile acts targeting civilian aviation. On that day, 19 militants associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda carried out a coordinated series of 4 terrorist attacks against the United States. They hijacked 4 commercial airliners operating transcontinental flights. 2 of the planes were deliberately crashed into the iconic Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City.
Did we get on that? I had one.
To close out this sobering look at shocking plane crashes caught on camera, I'll leave you with this. Aviation has revolutionized modern life, allowing us to traverse the globe quickly and efficiently. But the incidents covered here serve as a humbling reminder that flight is an immense technological feat that demands our utmost respect and vigilance at all times. From mechanical failures to human errors, hostile acts to unforeseeable emergencies, the margin for error is razor thin. We can only hope that by studying these tragedies and remaining committed to continuous improvement in aircraft design, training protocols, safety procedures, and international cooperation, we can minimize the chances of such devastating events in the future. The realm of aviation will always carry inherent risks, but it's a burden we must bear to keep our world connected. Thank you for watching and engaging with this weighty subject matter. Though difficult, confronting the harsh realities that can occur helps us appreciate the remarkable achievements of modern air travel when it operates as intended, safely and routinely. A reminder of what can go wrong reinforces our resolve to get it right. Safe travels.